The Falmouth Packet was a mail ship that would take passengers and anything you wanted to send along the Maine coast. And turns out on June 12th, 1775, it was anchored in the East River at Machias. And they wanted to, the Machias Committee of Safety wanted to attack the Margaretta, and Benjamin Foster and his crew made their way to the East River and commandeered it. And they went after the Margaretta along with the Unity. They got stuck on a sandbar and was delayed a bit. They got to the battle a little late, but they got there. After the battle, Benjamin Foster took it back to the captain, and the captain they delayed him from going to sea, and when he was eventually let go, he went out and met up with a ship called the HMS Diligent that was mapping the coast. And the Diligent heard about the battle, came into Machias Port, came into Bucks Harbor, and the captains of the Diligent and her tender came ashore and demanded to know what happened to the Margaretta. Another ship went down to Bucks Harbor and took the Diligent without firing a shot. The Diligent was way better armed than the Margaretta had been. She had 6 cannons, 8 swivel guns. Took it without firing a shot. It was just a month after the Margaretta. But the Falmouth Packet came back on its route, and Benjamin Foster bought it, and he gave the ship to his business partner, John Manchester, who took it to Mount Desert Island, where he and his family lived. I'm not sure what kind of business they're in, but they needed the ship, and that fall of '75, October, John Manchester went moose hunting. Left his family there, and, which was his wife and her brother, John Bunker. And another British schooner sailed into the harbor there, came ashore, and robbed them of everything they could imagine. All their arms and food for the winter. And Mrs. Manchester said, "What will we eat for the winter?" And the British officer said, "I couldn't care less," or something to that effect. and the British sailed off to the west, taking the Falmouth Packet with them. They hadn't counted on John Bunker. He was a man of extraordinary talents, and he gathered up what he could, maybe a fishing line, maybe an axe, if he was lucky, and a birchbark canoe. Now the ships had sailed out of sight to the west. He had no idea where they were going, but he got in the canoe and took off after them. And he had to look up every river that those ships could get up, around every island, any place they could hide. And he was patient, and he somewhere over 200 miles later, he went up 13 miles up a river to Wiscasset, where he found the ships. And he was patient, and he waited for a dark night, and he knew that the crew had gone to shore, leaving the ship unmanned. So he paddled his canoe out, got on board, cut the anchor cable, and drifted downriver until he could set his sails, and he sailed back to Southwest Harbor, where the Manchesters waited for him. But it didn't end there. The British had robbed many other families along the coast, and the ship was full of food, which they shared with other people over the winter. Probably some that had been robbed by the British. And afterwards, John Bunker registered the ship with the state of Massachusetts as a privateer, and he set up the base of his operations on Little Spruce Island, I believe it is, where there's a cove there that today is named Bunker Cove, where he could hide his ship and go up on the high point of land there and glass for British merchant ships, which he would then go out and attack. And to this day, the locals call him Pirate Jack.